Hi guys, welcome back. We've got another awesome little EDC blade for the UK. So we've been talking a lot recently about knife laws in the UK, and obviously we can carry over here a sub 3-inch non-locking knife. In the past they've tended to be very traditional, you know, your kind of Swiss Army knife type of scenario, with a blade with a little fingernail cut out in it that you can kind of two-handed open. And there's even been some people in the comments saying, well, that has to be the way it is, you know, you can't have anything else, it's not legal. But it's quite simple. The law allows a sub 3-inch non-locking blade in the UK. So we reviewed one the other day, that was from Who Knives, and we've got another one this time from our friends at Twisted Assisted. We have here the Twisted Assisted Bihai. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'll put a link up to the Twisted Assisted site. So they have several colours available. This is a kind of sandy coloured G10, as you can see. And it is one of my favourite type of knives, a double detent. So for those that don't know, a double detent is something, it doesn't lock, and it's got a little ball bearing detent that will kind of hold it open and hold it shut, and then you just overcome that ball bearing detent, and it's enough to give you a bit of a spring to it, but it won't actually stay locked out. So if you put some pressure on the blade, you can just close it without it locking. And in the past, of course, some people have argued a double detent, or it's not very safe because it doesn't lock out. But on these new designs, you can see a lot of them have engineered a way to prevent that. So on the blade here, it's got that cut out on the bottom that's obviously meant for your front finger to sit in, and that makes it perfectly safe to use. It can't shut because your finger is in the way. I did have someone in the comments the other day saying, well, that means it's a locking mechanism. No, that means your finger's in the way of the blade. That isn't a locking mechanism. That's not a blade lock. And you can see it's got a nice talon-shaped blade there. It's a front flipper, so it's got a flipper tab at the top with a bit of jimping, so it comes out nice and rapid. It does take a little bit of practice for people that aren't used to front flipper blades. Some people can do it with their thumb. I might not be able to do it with my thumb. There we go. I can just about do that, but it's a lot easier for me to actually just action it with the top finger. But it's a lot of fun, you know, flicking it in and out. Nice and smooth. Very, very quick to open. Gives a nice positive click when it flies out. It opens up pretty good every single time, and it's still a little bit stiff from being new in the factory, so I do expect that will open, you know, a lot easier over time. It certainly opens well. If you shut it, it flicks down pretty well as well, but you can just feel a tiny bit of newness about it. So I would just sit there and fiddle around with it for a while until that newness wears off. As you can see, the blade shape is kind of like a talon type blade shape. And for those that don't know, this was a Ostap Hell design for Bestech knives. So Bestech make knives for Twisted Assisted here in the UK. And what they did here, this is a locking version from Bestech normally, and Twisted Assisted have obviously asked those guys, can you produce a limited run for a double detent version, which they've done. And they've got various different colours of these. We'll go through those in a second, but there's only 100 available in each colour, so they are limited in number, which is kind of cool because it's quite nice to have something of a limited edition range. You can see the Bestech logo on the pivot there, and then you've got your Twisted Assisted logo on the pocket clip. Now it also has that cutout there on the blade in a bit similar style to some of the bird knives, you know, the cheaper variants of the Spydercos. It's got that sort of bird-shaped cutout, and if you haven't got really big fat fingers like me, you can probably use that to flick the blade out as well. My fingers would be way too clumsy to open that with this cutout. Let's have a quick attempt. Oh, there we go. So yeah, it is possible even for a fat-fingered guy like me, but in effect, you can either flick that out like a Spidey flick, or you can simply open it with the other hand. Or you can just, as I would probably do, use that front flipper. It's a lot more fun. Nice build quality, as you'd expect from Bestech. Blades lined up. And I've reviewed loads and loads of Bestech knives in the past. You know, we saw those guys at EWA, and I did a sort of full review on their booth. They got some awesome knives there. So really cool to see those guys putting some stuff into the UK, and really cool to see Twisted Assisted getting the stuff out to us. You know, they're a great little company. They do loads and loads of stuff. I've reviewed some of their bits before. They've done the Woburn torches they do. They've got a couple of other really cool knives. They've got the Bestech Junzi, which they've got in that UK legal format. They've also got a really small little sort of craft blade. I think it's called the Tulip. So check them out. I'll leave a link down below. So you can have these in either a satin blade or like this one, this black PVD. I like the PVD coated blade. I really like black coated blades. So these are available in a number of G10 colours. I think they've got about 8 G10 colours, including a super hot pink one that I quite like the look of. I was pretty tempted by that, but I decided to keep my inner Barbie inside and just go for this one, which is like a nice tan colour. But you can also get some kind of upgraded versions. They've got a satin and brass, so it's a satin blade with a brass handle, and they've got a really nice black PVD blade with a carbon fibre handle. There's a copper handle scale, and there's a titanium handle scale, and they're all slightly different in price. So if you go for one of the G10 variants, you're looking at $69.99. If you go for brass, you're going up to 119, and carbon fibre 119. So I'd say that's a pretty good deal. Then you're going up to the copper, which is 121, and then finally the titanium, which is 125. So blade material 14C28N Sandvik steel, which is fantastic steel, nice and easy to sharpen. Good bit of edge retention, and for the general user, that's going to be absolutely superb. I've got no issues with that steel at all. We've got ceramic bearings on there, which a lot of people actually favour. You know, they're nice and easy to use and clean, etc. So if you strip this down and clean it all off, you're not going to have loads of bits and pieces falling out everywhere. Stainless steel pocket clip with the Twisted Assisted logo on it. It's not super deep carry, but it's certainly deep enough. You know, that's going to sit way down in the pocket. And being as it's a double detent, completely legal in the UK, there's no real need to kind of hide that away. It's a pretty small knife anyway. 54.5mm blade length, and the overall length of this thing is 133mm. One of the great benefits of this, it's incredibly light. It's only coming in at about 51 grams. So it'll just disappear in your pocket. You won't feel it. And this blade shape is amazing. It's really good for crafting. So if you're looking for a little craft knife, something to take with you that you haven't got to worry about having a legal blade on you, you know, and you're going to work and doing some sort of craft activity, cutting or whatever, this gives a really nice purchase on there. And that front point is great for fine work. You've got 2 jimped surfaces on the top, so that allows you to either choke up like so, or you can actually put your thumb right forward and work on some really fine detail stuff there. This comes unbelievably sharp. It's just hair jumping straight off there. So you can see there like a clean patch straight away. But yeah, excellent little knife. Really, really smooth lines. Feels good in the hand. And of course, what I love is it's really, really good to fiddle around with. So I can sit there messing about with it all day. Like I said, it takes a little bit of practice on these front flippers, but once you get it, you'll be messing around with them all the time. I'll leave a link down below for Twisted Assisted's website if you guys want to pick one of these up. I strongly suggest you do while they've still got them in stock, because they won't be around forever. And I thoroughly recommend it. Really, really happy with this one. And add it to your UK EDC legal carry collection. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment down below if you like this. Leave a comment down below if you've already got one, or you've got anything to say about the other Twisted Assisted knives. They've got some really cool ones out there. And please do subscribe if you haven't already. It does a massive favour to the channel, and I can keep bringing you this content. Take care, guys. I'll speak to you all soon.